Alright, welcome one, welcome all to the UKC. This is the long-awaited finals video of UKC Season 1. Yes, I know it's been a while, I apologize. Alright, it's been literally months since this event has happened, and I am finally now getting to this video. Alright, I really do need to get this out of the way so that we can launch Season 2 of the UKC. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into it now. The last time we were here in round 2, we'll just jump from A class to S1 to S2. In A class, in the upper bracket, so to speak, we had F50, Plum Sauce, Invincible Sid, Spec R, Spotless Owl, and Speed. And the results for that go Spec taking first place, F50 taking second place, Speed taking third place, Spotless taking fourth place, Plum Sauce taking fifth, and Invincible Sid taking sixth. And in the second lobby, we had Stolen taking first place, iBox taking second place, Autocycle taking third place, Trailline coming in at fourth, and unfortunately, Overdrift King and Kanga Dundee were not able to make it, so they were both in the bottom two. All right, moving on to S2, we had Spec R, Misty Blues, Spotless Owl, Kanga Dundee, F50, and Autocycle. Unfortunately, Autocycle was not able to show up for that one, but we had Musty Blues taking the victory in that one, Spec R coming in second place, Kanga Dundee taking third place, F50 taking fourth, and Spotless taking fifth. And then in the second lobby of S2, we had Speed, Invincible Sid, Overdrift King, Plum Sauce, iBox, and Stolen. However, Overdrift King was not able to make it, and Speed was able to take the victory in that one. Stolen taking second place, Sid taking third place, Plum Sauce taking fourth, and iBox taking fifth. And then moving on to S2, we had Kanga Dundee, Autocycle, myself, Musty, Spec, and iBox. Unfortunately, Autocycle was not able to make that one, and Kanga Dundee did take first place in that one. Spec coming in and taking second place, myself coming in taking third, Musty coming in fourth place, and iBox taking fifth. And then finally, in the second S2 lobby, we had Invincible Sid, Plum Sauce, Speed, F50, Overdrift King, and Stolen, and F50 taking the victory on that one. Invincible Sid taking second place, Stolen taking third place, and Plum Sauce taking fourth. Unfortunately, Speed and Overdrift King were not able to make it, so they did finish bottom two, so to speak. But with that being said, that was the previous week. Now we are into the semifinals and finals week. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump into semifinals first. It's going to be A-class semifinals, and then S1 semifinals, and then S2 semifinals, and then after that, we will jump into A-class finals, S1 finals, and S2 finals. All right, with that being said, we got a lot of games coming your way, semifinals and finals both, coming right up. All right, so go ahead and grab your popcorn and enjoy. Alright, so here we are in the semifinals of A-class. We have Autocycle, iBox, Spotless Owls, Invincible Sid, Overdrift King, and Trailline. Yes, Trailline does sneak into the semifinals here because Plum Sauce was unable to make his semifinal round for this round, basically. So the next person up was Trailline. So that was who took the sixth and final spot for this, I suppose. And with that being said, I did forget to mention earlier, I am just doing commentary by myself because of the procrastination, so to speak. So I apologize for not having my partner in crime, Forza's Panda, on commentary table with me today. But either way, the show must go on. So that is what we're doing here. With that being said, we do have Spotless that does start off with it. That means whenever we get to the 9-minute mark, the game will start, and Spotless will deduct it 1 minute from his entire time. So we will see how that goes. Alright, with that being said, we are off, and Spotless does start off with the crown here, making quick work in his, I didn't actually see what car he was in, but nonetheless, Spotless running with the crown right now, everybody chasing him down. Trailline going for the cutoff here, will he be successful? No, he cuts in a little too early. Overdrift King going for the cutoff, doesn't quite get him there. Sid coming in and taking the crown from Spotless, and he is able to put some time on the board there as Sid looks to put up some time on the board here. He's got a lot of space to work with here as he cuts through the building there, turns around, thought about turning around, gets a nice brake check there. I forgot, I can't quite see the gamer tag on who there, but iBox gets the crown and looking to put up some time on the board himself as he looks to take it all the way back around. Spotless going for the cutoff there, it looks like, but iBox a little bit too smart, turns around. Autocycle though creeping in, trying to get a cutoff on iBox. Will he be able to get it? And no, he doesn't. Spotless comes in and robs the crown from Autocycle there, and Spotless will look to keep extending the lead that he has on right now. 40 seconds and counting for Spotless right now. Who's that going on the chase? I believe that is Autocycle. Ooh, an unfortunate crash there from Autocycle, and iBox with a nice cutoff, and he is able to intercept Spotless there, and iBox looking to put up some time on the board. We got two people going for the cutoff there. iBox will have to do something about it. He makes it through, and look at him. He's got all sorts of space ahead of him. He doesn't have anything to worry about in front of him. Ooh, he's going to try to pull a turnaround there. A little bit of hesitation. That's going to allow Spotless to come in. Will he get it? Yes, he does. He gets the crown, and he's going to look to put up a minute on the board, or getting close to a minute on the board there. Drift King though coming in, and he does get the crown. First time in this match for Overdrift King here. Ooh, unfortunately for him, hits the wall right there. That will stop him from extending that time, so to speak. Spotless though putting up a minute on the board, but traps himself in that corner, and Autocycle will also get his first few seconds on the board. Once again, he did start off with this, so we have to deduct 16 points from Autocycle. But with that being said, Overdrift King quick to get the crown back, and he's going to look to put up a run himself, but Spotless coming in a little bit too fast there in his Miata, I believe. Absolutely unstoppable right now for if you're Spotless, but Trailline coming in looking to make a name for himself, but Autocycle coming in, and so many game changes right now, and Autocycle looking to make it away from all that debris, and it looks like he's got some breathing space there, although we got, I believe that is Spotless going for the cutoff, doesn't quite get the cut there, and Autocycle losing it to Sid right there. Sid coming in looking to make a name for himself. Now, if you're Spotless, I mean, you don't want to get too comfortable here. You do have a decent lead there, about 30 seconds or so, but iBox, Autocycle, and Sid both all within vicinity of getting the crown. We still have over half of the game left to go, and Invincible Sid trying to make a name for himself in this semifinals. Now this is semifinals, so you have to get top 3 in order to advance. If you are bottom 3, you are going home. And Sid and everybody else actually in this lobby, realizing what is at stake here, they are going to try to do the best that they can, and Sid putting up a minute on the board, closing in on Spotless's time, and iBox trailing right behind, but it's going to be Overdrift King that gets the crown. He's going to look to make a getaway here. Will he get away from Autocycle, who's going for the cutoff? Ooh, yes, he will. Autocycle not quite able to capitalize on there, and Overdrift King has all the space in the world right now. Will he be able to capitalize on this? Look at Spotless going for the early cut there. Will that work out for him? not before Sid takes the crown, and he's going to look to take that lead away from Spotless. And it looks like Spotless is realizing that. He's going to come in, goes for the cutoff right there, and he doesn't quite get it. iBox just beats him to the cut, and Spotless is still currently sitting in the lead with just 1 second. And iBox coming in and trying to make sure his name is in that conversation. He puts up a minute on the board as well, and Overdrifting coming in, and he's going to try to put up time on of his own as well as he closes in on a minute. Who's that going for the cutoff? I believe that is Autocycle. Will he be able to get the cut? Yes, he does, and he's going to look to put up some time on the board as well. It is a very, very close game right now amongst all of these players. I mean, if you are Trailline, you will have to start putting the pedal to the metal here. There is still a lot of time, but time is slipping away nonetheless. A minute 30 on the board now for Spotless, who just got the crown. But Sid comes in and takes it, and he's going to try to make sure that it is him that gets that first place in the semifinals round. Autocycle goes for the cut, doesn't quite get it. Overdrifting also just barely misses, and Sid putting that prelude to great work there. Ooh, getting just past Autocycle, just past Trailline and Spotless as well. And it looks like Sid has quite the run going on right now. Overdrifting following very closely now, but Spotless coming in from an alternative route, and that's actually going to pay off as he gets the crown. And he's only trailing by a few seconds to Sid right now. And speaking of Trailline picks up where Sid left off, so to speak, and gets the crown away from Spotless. Oh, but Spotless making quick work of Trailline, and he's going to try to make as much of a run as he possibly can, because he realizes how tight it is between Sid and Spotless in that top 2 spot right now. iBox coming in for a cut, doesn't quite get it. Autocycle with a reverse tag, and he gets it! What an absolute maneuver from Autocycle. That was probably the best tag we've seen all game. Autocycle patented and known for his cuts, and he's going to add another moment, so to speak, to his resume. What a nice tag right there from Autocycle, cutting it in reverse, and he still has it as we speak. Oh, maybe I did speak a little bit too soon there. Overdrift King coming in and swiping that crown, trying to put up that minute on the board there. Spotless, though, sitting pretty good right now at a minute 55, and Invincible Sid at a minute 48. Autocycle currently sitting at about a minute and 6-ish seconds. I believe it's 16 seconds you gotta deduct. And Overdrift King just ahead of Autocycle. Now iBox coming in, he's going to look to move up in the leaderboard as well, and it is tight between the bottom right now. Who will make it into the top 3? Now the top 2, a little bit safe. The top 2 is a little bit safe, but it is that 3rd spot, because if you don't get that podium finish, you are going to be going home. So with that being said, it is a close battle for that 3rd place. Spotless, though, putting up 2 minutes on the board, and he's going to try to make sure that he has immunity, and I believe he does have immunity, even if he doesn't have it for the rest of the game. I believe he is safe. I don't want to speak too soon on that, but iBox looking to make sure it is him that gets that top 3 position as he racks up a minute 30 on the board here. Coming down to the last minute of the game, Spotless coming in for a cut, and oh my goodness, I could have sworn that was a tag. Doesn't quite have it right there. iBox making quick work of the entire lobby, and he's actually going to look to move up into 2nd place as Sid will move down into 3rd place. And if you're Autocycle, Overdrift King, or Trailline, you really have to get it very soon. And Sid, realizing that, does get it back, moves back into 2nd place as we round down to the last 30 seconds. Overdrift King going for a cutoff. Will he be successful? Yes, he is. And he's going to be able to pass Autocycle. Will he be able to pass iBox? No, he won't. Unfortunately, there's just not enough time. Overdrift King just a few seconds off of making it into the finals. And with that being said, it'll be Spotless Owl taking the victory there for the A-Class semifinals. Invincible Sid coming in at 2nd place, iBox coming in 3rd, Overdrifting coming in 4th place, Autocycle in 5th, and Trailline in 6th place. All right, here we are in the semifinals of S1, and we have F50, Speed, iBox, Spotless, Autocycle, and Invincible Sid partaking. Now, once again, it is a semifinal, so you have to place in the top 3 in order to advance and move on to the finals. With that being said, we do have F50 that starts off with it, and Autocycle. I believe it is going to be Autocycle that gives it up, and we will see how this goes. Now, I'm trying to look at the games here, seeing if there were any replacements. I'm trying to make sure I get all of this right. Let's see. There weren't any replacements in this one, I don't believe. Oh, hold on. My apologies. There is one person who was not able to make it. It was actually Stolen, who was unable to make this round here. And I'm trying to see who we had for the replacement. I believe iBox came in. Yes, iBox came in for the replacement for Stolen, because he was not able to make it. With that being said, we are off. We got F50 starting off with the crown, which means he will be getting the minute deduction. Autocycle will be getting a 24-second deduction in this round here. Once again, semifinals of S1. Top 3 move on. Bottom 3 will be going home. And with that being said, F50 looking to make sure that he gets an early run. And look at the speed that he carries in that F50. Probably a very unorthodox choice here, but as the name suggests, he loves the car, so he is going to be using that as much as possible. Speed, though, coming in and looking to make a run. However, F50 so quick with it, gets the crown right back. Ooh, who is that just misses? I believe that was Spotless. Doesn't quite get the crown in his 911. Speed, though, going for a cutoff, but I believe it is Spotless who is faster to the crown, but doesn't quite get it. Speed, though, coming in, and it will be Speed that gets the crown. What a line. Saw that from all the way here. An absolute from left field type of line there. And he's going to be able to put up 16 seconds on the board before Autocycle gets it and puts up the first few seconds on the board. And Invincible Sid coming in and looking to make a name for himself. He's going to try to continue his performance from A class that he had earlier and see if he's able to move on to the finals for S1 as well. Speed, though, on the chase of Invincible Sid in his Ascari. And Speed, can't quite tell what that car is. I already forgot. I did not look at the lineup there. My apologies, but Speed looking to move up the leaderboard here, moving himself up into second place. Autocycle taking the crown again. And he's going to, remember, he has to work with a 24-second deduction. So he's going to try to move up the leaderboard as much as possible here. And Speed, though, getting it once again. He's going to try to make a statement in this game as he tries to corner him. Well, he tries to make it away from that corner, but unfortunately corners himself in that scenario, and that will allow iBox to get the first few seconds on the board there. A nice brake check there from iBox. Almost gets the entire lobby except for Sid, who comes in and swipes the crown, but Autocycle will be right there to intercept the crown. And he's, oh, but not as quickly as Speed takes it from Autocycle. What an absolute timing gem right there from Speed. Nice little turnaround there. iBox gets caught off guard. Spotless, F50, all of them. Everybody's chasing Speed right now. Nobody's really going for the cutoff. iBox does go for a cutoff, but a little bit too late there. And Speed will put up a minute on the board, putting him at first place at this current moment. F50 and Autocycle both going for the cutoff there, but it will be F50 who will not walk out victorious, but get the crown in that scenario there, as he looks to put up a minute on the board. Speed, though, sneaking in, trying to get a sneaky tag, doesn't quite have the tag, and it looks like F50 did a little bit of a Jesus there, and he will be stopping for that one as Autocycle takes it, but F50 takes it right back, making quick work out of Autocycle, and looks like F50 is here to also prove that he belongs in the finals of the S1 class. Spotless, though, having a slow start of the game. That tag right there was his first one of this game here. Almost halfway done with the game. he's got his work cut out for him. Although first place is only about a minute away, and there's over 5 minutes left in the game by Autocycle. Realizing he has a 24-second deficit to work with, really needs to do something about that as well. But Spotless, realizing he is in last place, or close to last place, or at least the last person to get it, really needs to put the pedal to the metal as well. Speed coming in. That is the NSX, I'm just now realizing there. And Speed with a nice move right there as he turns around, goes for a cutoff on Spotless. I don't think Spotless will be going that way though, as he has FPT to be worrying about, but Speed going for a cut doesn't quite get him there. Spotless still running with the crown. Oh my god, what a recovery from Speed. I didn't even see from this angle the line that Speed took, but what a recovery that he had. Able to swipe that crown away from Spotless. A nice brake check on Sid. Ooh, tries to make a little getaway there from iBox, but iBox a little bit too smart for that move, and he's going to look to move up out of last place as he goes around the back corner there. Sid though able to outhandle iBox there. Sid having to make sure he powers out, and he does power out. Speed not able to quite tag him, and Invisible Sid has the entire lobby chasing him right now. What a nice move there. Oh my goodness, and he loses. I believe that was Spotless. I'm not too sure. No, that was not Spotless. He loses somebody who was chasing him. Now he's got that alone right there has bought Sid at least an extra 10 seconds, and that is crucial in a close game like this, as he looks to put up a minute on the board. And just as he puts up a minute on the board, iBox comes in and takes the crown from Sid, and now he's going to look to move up the leaderboard as well. Same with Spotless, who just took the crown, and he's going to try to move up as well. It is very close in this game right now. I mean, nobody wants to come bottom 3 here. Nobody wants to go home. Everybody wants to make sure they get top 3 so that they can move on into the finals here. And that's what people are playing for right now. And that's what you're seeing right here with a very close game like this. Currently, F50 just moves up into first place now with a minute 30 and counting. Speed a minute 25. Sid with a minute flat. Autocycle, or I'm sorry, Spotless with 55 seconds. Autocycle with around 26 seconds-ish around there, and iBox with 26 as well. It is still anybody's game. Just under 3 minutes left, but if you are the bottom 3, you really have to start putting the pedal to the metal here, because technically there is time, mathematically, but will you be able to hold it for the entirety of that round, or of this match rather? And it is very hard to do that. So with that being said, it looks like iBox is realizing that very quickly as he looks to go for a run. A nice move there, nice sequence of moves there. Inside line on a couple people, back on the outside. I can't quite keep up with all the gamer tags there. Spotless going for the cutoff. Will he be successful here? iBox looking to power out, decides to brake check, and F50 will be right there to intercept the crown. And he's going to look to run away with the crown here. Who's that going for the cut? I believe that is Autocycle. Will he get the crown? Yes, he does. And Autocycle, once again, so good with his cutoffs. An absolute trademark of his playstyle right there. And that's going to allow him to move up into at least 4th place right there, I believe. I'm not quite sure with the deduction offhand. Not quite great with quick maths here. But Spotless, though, coming in, looking to make a name for himself. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this semifinals round here. Spotless into 3rd now, and I mean, if this is the position that finishes right here, Spotless, Speed, and F50 will be safe. But Autocycle, iBox, and Sid all are trying to make sure they sneak into the top 3. And Autocycle coming in and taking the crown once again. A 24-second deduction for Autocycle, which means he is currently still in last place. And that's how close this game is right now. F50 just gets that 2-minute mark on the clock now. Speed, though, still sitting at a minute 25, and he had a great first half, but now it looks like he's slowing down a little bit. But technically he is still safe. Right now, but Spotless could easily move up into 2nd place, and somebody like iBox or something might be able to come in and swipe that spot away from Speed as well. It is still anybody's game right now, but a nice cutoff there from Spotless as we come down to the last 30 seconds, and Spotless now moves into 2nd place. F50 right now is safe with 2 minutes and 26 seconds, but Spotless and Speed are going to duke it out. iBox still has a fighting chance for at least the next few more seconds. He does need to get it. Ooh, but that tag from Sid will automatically waste 5 seconds from the Ghost. That's going to eliminate iBox there, and it's going to look like an F50 spotless and speed top 3 right here, and that's how we're going to finish right there. So we got F50 coming in first place with 2 minutes 26 seconds, spotless a minute 54, speed with a minute 25, iBox a minute 12, Sid with a minute 6, and Autocycle with 54 seconds. And we will be seeing the top 3 in the finals of the S1 class. Alright, here we are in the semi-finals of S2. We have Invincible Sid, Speed, Autocycle, iBox, Musty, and F50. Now, originally it was going to be Musty, iBox, Autocycle, F50, Invincible Sid, and Stolen. However, Stolen was not able to make it, which means Speed will be taking his place, and he will have a chance to move up, finish in the top 3, and move into the finals. Once again, if you are in the bottom 3, as I have just touched on just now, if you get bottom 3 in this game, you are going to be going home. You will have to get top 3 in order to advance and move on into the finals. We got iBox starting off with it, and F50 both. That means iBox will be getting that 1 minute deduction, and F50 will be getting a 29-second deduction here at the end of the game. With that being said, though, we do have Musty here, which might be a little bit of a surprise here, seeing as he didn't jump straight into the finals. So he will actually have to. That means he didn't get top 3 in the previous week, and actually has to work up from semifinals in order to cement his name. But Musty, though, not wasting any time. And this is probably, apart from that A-class. That A-class game with F50 and the other A-class game with Stolen, this is probably the most sort of outstanding player and car combo that we've seen in the season so far here. Musty, once again, in the Blade, and the driver that he is just, I don't know if there is a combination in this lobby that is able to match that. I mean, if we're talking players, we got F50 in here, but he does have, I say only, but only a Sesto FE. We do have a Brabham in here, which is probably the closest one to the Blade, but that will require the driver, which in this case Sid, to really maneuver said Brabham to be able to hold a candle against the combination of Musty and the Blade. With that being said, though, F50 with the crown right now, 16 seconds on the board and counting. iBox currently sitting at 5, even though he's at the top of the leaderboard here, and it's actually Musty in the lead right now with 49 seconds and counting. iBox, though, looking to take it away from Musty and looking to move up and make sure he is actually in first place, and not just by the look of things with the pre-1 minute deduction. Musty, though, making quick work out of iBox, and he's going to look to put up a minute on the board right there, and there it is. And Musty's got really no. Oh, I thought he was gonna keep going straight there. Doesn't keep going straight, turns into the building, but he is still safe nonetheless. F50, though, going for the cutoff, doesn't quite get it, and there's Sid right there. We did mention him earlier, and he definitely has the car to be not necessarily beat and come first place, beat Musty and come first place, but definitely still has the car to be able to finish top 3 in order to move on to the finals. With that being said, though, F50, I was going to say F50 making a run for it, but Musty once again coming in, and he actually takes first place in front of iBox, who has that 1 minute deduction. So that is how far Musty is ahead of the entire lobby right now. As we come up, we've only finished about less than 4 minutes into the game here. Musty's already got a minute and a half, and the person in second right now has 45 seconds and counting right now. Musty looking to extend that lead, gets the crown once more, and he's got nobody to cut him off, and he's going to send pretty much the entire lobby to fake a cutoff there. He decides to double back. A nice break check there. Nobody there to stop him. Invincible Sid, though, a nice cutoff attempt. Doesn't quite get it. F50, though, going in for a cutoff there. Ooh, Musty with a nice turnaround there, or turnaround attempt, I should say. But iBox a little bit too smart for that. Gets the crown there. Ooh, who is that? He just nearly grazed past. iBox, though. 30 seconds on the board and counting. Sid goes for the cutoff, doesn't quite find him. F50 is going to be right there for the cutoff, doesn't quite find him either. And iBox looking to make a nice run in his AMR Pro. Musty right behind him. iBox really has to put the pedal to the metal right now if he wants to get away from that corner. But Sid coming in with a cutoff right there. And he's going to, oh, the timing was just unfortunate there for Sid as F50 swipes the crown away from Sid right there. But Autocycle coming in out of the blue and taking the crown. And now it just leaves Speed, who has not touched the crown in this game yet. And he's really going to have to start putting the pedal to the metal here. We are in the second half of the semifinals game now. 4.5 minutes remaining, 5.5 minutes down with the game here. Musty looking to take the crown back, and he's got it for 2 minutes. And the person in second place doesn't even have it for 1 minute right now. And that is the gap that Musty's building up in his blade right now. Ooh, everybody goes for a bit of a cutoff, a orthodox or unorthodox move there from everybody. But I guess that is the power, I guess, or the illusion that Misty gives away whenever he is on the run. But Autocycle, though, with the cutoff once again. And I mean, not to sound like a broken record or anything, but Autocycle and his cutoffs are an absolute signature combination. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a plum sauce. It doesn't matter if you're a Musty. Autocycle will be able to cut you off, and that's what we're seeing right there. And ooh, it looks like a bit of a crash there. Excuse me, from Musty, and Autocycle will take full advantage of that. Ooh, but F50 a little bit too quick on the recovery, it looks like, and he's going to get the crown here and put up a minute on the board. And just as he does put a minute on the board, Musty coming in, and he's going to look to extend the lead and excuse me, and keep making the rest of the lobby look like they don't belong. Once again, the person in second place has 1 minute flat. Ooh, okay, 1 minute and counting now. Now that F50 has gotten the crown just now, but Musty has 3 minutes. And I mean, mathematically speaking, he doesn't quite have immunity, but it is pretty safe to say that he will be advancing into the final. Speed now finally taking the crown here after over 7 minutes have passed in the game. And that's gotta be a tough feeling for Speed. Now, once again, that is not very surprising though for Speed, and it even shows in the 1v1s, shows in the 2v2s. He does seem to have a late game surge usually, but in this game, in a semifinals game like this, with names and player combinations like this, it is very hard to come back from if you are having a late game surge here. I mean, tagging the crown once, like after tagging the crown for the first time after 7 minutes have passed in the game is absolutely brutal. But Speed, mathematically speaking, has the time to do it, and he definitely has the skill to do it. So we'll see if he's able to pull it off here. 30 seconds and counting. Autocycle goes for a cut. Ooh, that is a rare Autocycle cut miss right there. Doesn't quite get him, but Sid, though, coming in and swiping that crown away from Speed. And Sid, though, looking to run away and create some space, but F50 not allowing that to happen in his Sesto. He's going to look to create some space there. And just look at the closing speed of that blade on the F50 there, driven, or I'm sorry, on that. you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, F50 was usually very fast around the corner and in a straight line, but Musty catches him like he's staying still. And Invincible Sid, though, that was actually a very impressive tag from Sid, I'm not going to lie, considering that was a corner. And you pretty much have to out-corner them in order to get sort of tag there. But Musty not letting up, getting the crown right back, and he's going to look to put up almost 4 minutes on the board here. And right now I believe collectively he has more time than the rest of the lobby combined right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken there. But F50 coming in and taking the crown, and he's going to have a minute on the board, or I'm sorry, yes, a minute 30 on the board. iBox currently sitting at 58 seconds. Speed, though, he can definitely do it. If he beats iBox right there, ooh, Sid, though, he's going to put a stop to that run. And actually, Sid now has a chance to move up and beat iBox as well. If he moves up into that third place, he's going to be moving on instead of iBox. Is that what we're going to see in the last 10 seconds? Speed going for the cutoff. He doesn't quite have it. iBox tries to get a nice line on Sid. That's not going to happen. And Sid's going to move on. And just like that, in the last 10 seconds, Sid knocks off iBox from the top 3, which means the final results, we got Musty with a 3 minutes 58 seconds, F50 with a minute 30, Invincible Sid with a minute and 6, iBox with 58 seconds, Speed with 48 seconds, and Autocycle with 38 seconds. And we are going to be seeing Musty, F50, and Invincible Sid in the finals of the S2 game. Alright, and here we are, the moment we have been waiting for. A-Class Finals. This right here, the winner of this will determine the absolute best player in A-Class, and also determine the rankings in the world in A-Class right here. And we have Spec, F50, Speed, iBox, Spotless, and Sid looking to take that championship, if you will, looking to claim that crown of the best player in A-Class. And now, in the previous game, we did see that Spotless, or not the previous game, the previous A-Class, in the semifinals of A-Class, we did see Spotless, Sid, and iBox take the top 3, which means we are seeing them in the finals here, and they are going up against the 3 players that moved directly straight into the finals, who would be Spec, F50, and Speed. With that being said, we are off, and this is the finals of A-Class, the game to determine who is the best in the world in A-Class. And Spotless will start off with the crown here, which means he will have the 1 minute deduction, but Spec making quick work. And remember, in the previous game, Spec was able to put on a massive beating on his opponents in the last time that we saw Spec. So are we going to see that again? We are not sure, but that is what we're here to find out. Everybody is here for a reason. Nobody here is a weak link. Everybody here has made it to the finals after beating all of these other players that are in this league. And this is where it comes down to. Spec, though, 40 seconds on the board and counting. Invincible Sid going for a cutoff, and he's probably Invincible Sid and F50, I would say, probably in the most disadvantageous car here, the Prelude and the MR2, although I believe the Prelude is probably a more impressive car, so to speak, to be in the finals in. But either way, Sid has been doing great work with it, and as you can see right there, takes the crown away from Spec right now. Ooh, but Spotless coming in, I believe in his Miata, and he's going to look to make sure that he's actually in first place and not just in first place due to the 1 minute buff. Sid, though, looking to make quick work out of everybody else as well, but Spec coming in and taking the crown away from Sid. And Spec looks like he's slowly walking away with the crown in this game. And this is the finals here. Spec has it for 1:20, and there is no buff with that. There is no 1 minute deduction. There is no whatever. That is a clean 1:20 on the board right now. Speed, though, coming in and putting up some time on the board as well. Nice cut there inside the building from Speed there. Spec going for the cutoff, but it'll actually be Sid that gets the crown. I'm not sure if there was a bit of a tussle there or not, but it will be Sid who gets the crown right there, and he's got a clean time on the board there. Ooh, a bit of a hesitation there from Sid, but Speed will go ahead and park his car in a way that Sid can't get away. But Spec so fast in that Sierra RX-3 and makes that getaway look so easy. I mean, we got Spotless going for the cutoff here. Will he be successful? Ooh, not quite. A nice juke there from Spec. And Spec, I mean, he's going to take a risk and go through with the alleyway. And Spotless, though, just a little bit too wise, as his name would suggest, and is able to cut Spec off. Oh, a nice move there from Spotless. Gets away from everybody here. 2 cutoffs he just evaded. Excuse me. And he cuts back into the building. And, ooh, iBox is going to be there waiting for him, but it'll be Spec once again taking the crown from Spotless, and he's got 1:45 and counting. And this is looking like almost a walk-away game from Spec right now. We have F50 and iBox, who hasn't even touched the crown yet, and we're almost halfway through the game here. 2 minutes on the board for Spec in his RX-3. RX-3 Sierra Alpha, not to be confused with the Mazda RX-3, but nonetheless, we got iBox coming in for a cut from behind, but it'll actually be F50 taking the crown in his MR2, and he is able to get it before the first half of the game is over, so he does have some time to work with, about 5 minutes or so, but he does have his work cut out for him, seeing as Spec has it for over 2 minutes already. Sid, though, coming in, making quick work out of Panda, and Sid looking to make sure that, or prove to the entire world that he belongs in the conversation of best in the world. iBox, though, getting the crown for the first time as we round down to the second half of the game here. 5 minutes down, 5 minutes, or I guess now 4.5 minutes remaining as Panda gets the crown away from iBox. He's in a tight situation, and Spotless will take full advantage of that, and he's going to look to move up in the leaderboard. He still has currently under a minute right now. He is the only one with the minute deduction. 45 seconds is all that Spec is going to allow Spotless to have, as Spec gets the crown again, looks to rack up 2.5 minutes and counting, and there's still over 4 minutes left in the game here, and Spec is proving to everybody right now exactly why he should be considered as the best player in the world. He's trying to make a case for it, and this is where you prove it right here, and he's doing just that. Nonetheless, there is still almost 4 minutes left in the game. He could still lose it. Technically speaking, mathematically speaking, it is still anybody's game. iBox, ooh, iBox, though, I was going to say with a nice getaway, but that unlucky timing if you're iBox, or that perfect timing if you are F50, depending on which side of the coin you want to look at it, allowed him to get it up to 36 seconds before Spotless takes it away. But then Sid coming in and swiping that crown away as well, and Sid is actually very close to passing Spotless here and moving into second place. But Spec, though, not going to make that job easy, as Spec puts up 3 minutes on the board. And guys, this is a finals game. You gotta realize this is the best of the best when it comes to A-Class, and Spec is absolutely running circles around them. The person in second place doesn't even have it for a minute at this point, and we're over 7 minutes into the game here, and that is no disrespect to the players in the lobby. It just goes to show just how well prepared Spec is. Car choice, just able to know the moves and where to go whenever he has the crown, etc., etc. just how well prepared he is, and that's the difference is showing right now. However, F50 though, looking to make sure his name is in that conversation, getting the crown there. Ooh, bit of a slowdown there. Not quite sure what happened from my point of view, but Spec able to get the crown and run with it. Ooh, I thought he was gonna crash right there. A nice brake check there from Spec. But that will send F50 flying and allowing Sid to get the crown. And Sid is currently in second place right now, considering Spotless actually has to work with that 1 minute deduction. Oh, but Spec, once again, reeling everybody in here. And he's going to look to put up damn near 4 minutes in the in this game right here, which I'm just absolutely speechless right here. And, you know, once again, this is the finals right here, and Spec is making a statement. He's out here to prove to the world exactly why he should be regarded as the best in the world, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. I mean, you know, realistically speaking here, he's probably not going to do this, but if he was to stop right now and stop playing for the rest of the game, he still takes first place, and that is crazy. And he was able to do that maybe 2 minutes ago. And that is a crazy amount of time he has racked up in this game right here. Spotless, though, looking to make sure his name is still in the conversation. And he's going to look to put up a minute on the board just as he passes F50. Will he be able to pass Invincible Sid, who is currently sitting at second place right now? That is exactly what Spotless is looking to do. And he does it right there with that 2 minutes 11 seconds. Technically only 1 minute 11 seconds. Somebody's going for the cutoff. I can't quite see who that is, but it's going to be Sid who gets the crown. And if you're Spotless, you're not going to like this. If you're Spotless, you need to keep this away from Sid. And, I mean, first place is out of reach, but this will determine your rank in the world in this class. And F50, though, coming in, and he actually has a chance to move up as well. I was going to say if he doesn't lose to Spotless, but Spotless will be taking the crown. And oh my goodness, I believe Spotless did have an opportunity to beat Sid, but Spec, who the time hog that he is, so to speak, he will get more time on the board. And what an absolute performance from Spec. And Spotless will get it in the last second. Will it be enough to pass Sid? No, it will not. And there you have it. The world's best player, the world champion in A-Class, Spec R, putting up 4 minutes and 25 seconds. That is an absolutely crazy performance from Spec right there. Invincible Sid, though, able to put up a minute 27 on the board, making him second best in the world. Spotless with a minute 24, so close, but still able to take third place in the world. F50 just slightly behind Spotless with a minute 2 seconds. iBox with 21 seconds, and Speed with 18. And that will be your top 6 A-Class players in the world. Let's go ahead and jump in with Spec and see what he has to say about that game. And hello. Here we have it. Spec, congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations on becoming world champion in A-Class. Yes, I had to hit you. I had to catch you off guard here, doing a little post-match interview. How do you feel? You are now currently the best player in the world when it comes to A-Class. How does that make you feel? What's going through your mind?
Well, obviously I'm happy that I won, but I don't feel like it was fair at all because my car was just better than everybody's, like, by a lot. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm still happy that I won.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, humble in victory. So, very nice. Was there anything that caught you off guard, or anything that any game plan changes you have to make, or anything like that? Anything that surprised you about that game, or did you expect to win?
Yeah, Sid kind of like appeared. Just like I didn't expect him to be at places that he was at. So yeah.
Okay.
And I actually did panic a couple of times. Like it was just like a 1v1 situation, and I lost it, which wasn't very great. But apart from that, everything went pretty well.
Gotcha. Well, nonetheless, you did come out victorious. So once again, Congratulations on becoming world champion in A-Class spec.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and here we are in the finals of S1. We have Spotless, F50, Dundee, Spec, Musty, and iBox. Now, if you guys remember from the S1 semifinals, Speed actually got top 3, able to knock out iBox, but Speed was not able to make it for this finals game, so iBox will take his place, allowing him to cement his name as a top 6 S1 player in the world right here. We got Spec and iBox who start off with it. We'll see. So iBox will get a 30-second deduction and Spec will get a 1-minute deduction. With that being said, in the previous game, in the previous finals game, in A-Class, you may have noticed the absence of Musty and Dundee, and that was because they did not sign up for the A-Class championship. So you could argue that this game is more stacked, so to speak, because now you have Spec, a top upcoming prospect, Dundee and Musty, who are both already established, and you have F50, an absolute veteran when it comes to the game here. And Spotless and iBox, both very experienced players. So arguably, in my humble opinion, this is probably a more stacked game than the previous finals game. But nonetheless, we will see who comes out on top here. As if you do come first place in this game, you will be regarded as the best S1 player in the world, and your ranking will determine your finishing position will determine your rank in the world in the S1 class. With that being said, Spec with that 1-minute deduction, iBox with a 29-second deduction. We will see how this plays out. Spec though, 30 seconds on the board and counting right here in his KTM, and F50 will come in and swipe the crown away from Spec right there in the F50. Probably the F50 and the 911 in this game, probably the most unorthodox, the two most unorthodox cars in the game. Probably those two right there. F50, once again, it's in the name, so he is going to use that car, you know, as much as possible. He's trying to make it work. And Spotless, you know, relying on his IQ in this rather than his car, because if we're looking at car for car, the other cars are way better, or I guess the other 4 cars are way better than the F50 and the 911. So we will see how this plays out. Spec though, looking to retain, or I guess hold on to the lead that he currently has right now, and we'll see how he does in that KTM. And that is a nasty KTM right there. We've seen the work that he's able to put in that KTM, but I don't think we've seen him in a final situation against players such as Dundee, F50, and Musty, and this is what we're seeing right here. And Spec looking like he's holding his own, but Musty not to be sneezed at. Can't even think of the word there. He's going to come in and swipe the crown and look to move up into, I was gonna say maybe look to move up into first place, but Spotless will be coming in and swiping that crown away from Musty as he looks to move up the leaderboard as well. And Dundee coming in and making sure his name is in that conversation. Dundee also, once again, in a not-so-orthodox car. I mean, I believe it is a little bit better than the F50 and the 911 maybe, but still definitely not on the level of the Noble, the KTM, and the Mosler. With that being said, though, Musty with the crown here. Ooh, Spotless with a nasty cutoff right there. I don't think Musty saw that one coming, but Musty will take it right back. And I don't think Owl saw that one come in right there. And Musty looking to put up a minute on the board. Will he be able to do that right here? Ooh, not quite. F50 will stop him right in his tracks. And he's going to look to put up some time on the board right here. iBox actually currently right now has no time on the board actually. Because that 29 seconds is from starting off with the crown. So iBox still currently has 0 seconds, unfortunately. And Dundee, though, taking that crown away from Musty there. And it is actually a very close game. A minute 16 in first place, a minute 9 in second place. 30 seconds and counting for third place. But Musty looking to make quick work out of the entire lobby, trying to do the same thing that he did in the S2 semifinals. Will he be able to do it right here? He does take the lead right there. Dundee goes for a cutoff right there. Ooh, doesn't quite get it. Musty, though, with a little bit of a bounce there. iBox coming in for a cutoff. It's not going to matter. Musty turns around. Who's that going for the cutoff? Was that Dundee? It was, but it's not going to matter as he gets past him. But Spotless right there for the interception. Able to get the crown. 30 seconds on the board now. And Spec taking the crown from Spotless, and he's going to look to make a big run. Will he have a dominant performance like he did in the A class? Now, once again, Musty and Spec both are coming off of two very, very dominant performances here, so it's going to be a very interesting battle to see how these two clash. Both of them absolutely destroying the entire lobby from their previous game in this season right here. So we'll see how these two clash. And right now it seems like a very, very close game between Spec and Musty right now. A minute 43 for Spec and a minute 50 and counting for Musty. Dundee in third place right now, kind of trailing behind here. But there's still almost 4 minutes left in the game, and we know that Dundee and actually all these players have the ability to make an insane comeback right there. Ooh, I believe that was Spotless going for a cutoff, but Spec just beat him to the punch right there. He's got the entire lobby chasing after him. A nice break check, gets past 3 of them, 4 people, and almost the entire lobby. Spotless was just kind of looking for an alternative route, and Spec break checks the entire lobby in that scenario and allows him to buy some time there. Still very close between the top two right now. Musty still in the lead. iBox does get it for the first time in the game here. Oh my goodness, I believe Spec just got absolutely bunted right there from getting the crown, and it'll be Musty that gets the crown. And if you're a Spec, that is not what you want. And ooh, Dundee with a nice cutoff there, just placing his car perfectly right there. And Musty just almost gets away, but quite not. Oh, but Spec, though, with a nice tag on Dundee. 2 minutes, 8 seconds, and counting. Musty will be in jeopardy here if he does not get the crown. As we come down to the last 2.5 minutes of the game. Spotless and F50 both going for the cutoff there. Will either of them prevail? No, but Dundee coming in, and you can just see the difference between the lines that F50 and Spotless took and the line that Dundee took. And that line was just way different from the other two, and it's the one that worked. And that just goes to show the IQ shown on display there by Dundee. F50, though, does momentarily hold it for a second, but Dundee making quick work, and he puts up a minute on the board, and he will slowly make it into the top 3 here, into that conversation, so to speak. Dundee technically has the time to do it, but Musty or Spec will not make it easy for them, and it's actually F50 that stops that from happening. But Dundee back and forth between F50, maybe reminiscent of some Horizon 3 days here. A lot of back and forth between F50 and Dundee in this game right now. And it looks like F50 almost gets it away from Dundee again, but Dundee will create space with that line here. But Spec, though, coming in and taking the crown away from Dundee. Musty still in reach of victory here. Spec, though, looking to make sure that Musty is not in reach of victory here. Ooh, a close one there from Dundee, but Spec just barely makes it away. Musty goes for a cut, so does F50. Both of them miss. Dundee, though, still on the... What a line there. I mean, he just barely missed, but from my angle, that was an absolutely crazy line to be attempting in a car that's not even a meta car. And that just goes to show the ability, the driving ability of Dundee in this scenario. Maybe only getting held back by his car choice. But Specto putting up 3 minutes on the board, and it looks like, mathematically speaking, he does take the victory here. Musty not quite within reach of victory, but he does still have the opportunity to still make it close. Dundee, though, still a little bit further behind than we had anticipated. And F50, Spotless, and iBox all in a game that that didn't go quite their way in this scenario. But there you have it. Twice in a row, 2 games in a row, I should say, for Spec. And for Spec, he will be the best S1 player in the world, the S1 World Champion. And first place for Spec, 3 minutes 12 seconds. Second place with 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Dundee with a minute 34. iBox with 49 seconds. F50 with 36. Spotless with 34 seconds. Let's go ahead and jump in with Spec once again to see his thoughts about that previous game. Spec, man, you are an absolute madman. What's going through your mind right now? A 2-class champion in the world right now. A and S1. Lightning strikes twice for Spec. Holy crap. How did you do it? How did you overcome everybody else in the lobby? I mean, you beat Dundee, you beat Misty, you beat Panda, everybody else. And, you know, the cars were not one-sided this time either.
Well, I mean, my main plan was just to avoid Dundee's cuts and, like, avoid Musty as much as I can, because Musty was in the fast car, and Dundee is very good at cutting. And, yeah, and it kind of worked, so.
Yeah, I mean, worked indeed. That was a crazy run you had at the you know, near the end of the game there, putting up some time on the board. Crazy driving. You're an absolute madman. You are 2 for 2 right now, and you are still in the S2 championship finals as well. So are we gonna see a 3 for 3 here from Spec? Are we gonna see a triple class champion from Spec?
I don't know. I hope so.
That is absolutely crazy. Anyways, wonderful performance tonight, and congratulations on being the S1 World Champion for Season 1.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and here we are in the finals of S2. We have Sid, F50, Musty, Dundee, Spec, and myself competing to be the best S2 player in the world. And we do have Sid starting off with it here, so that means he will get the 1 minute deduction, and Spotless, since he is the spectator, we don't have to worry about that. Now, once again, we see an appearance from Spec. He's made it into the finals. Musty, once again, putting an absolute dominant performance in the S2 semifinals. He's in here. And, of course, Sid just barely making it through, if you guys remember, from the semifinals. And he's in here. F50 also cemented his spot in the finals as well. And then Dundee jumping straight into the finals from the previous round, and myself jumping straight into the finals in the previous round as well. Now, from my POV, it does seem like we are having slight technical difficulties here, because my POV, as I am commentating this, is the camera car POV, and right now I am not seeing what's going on. It does seem like Sid started off with it. I'm just reading the time here, and Spec was able to get it. Sid will have to work with a 1 minute deduction. All right, we are here I have finally made it up, or so to speak, Spotless has finally made it up here. And I am able to get the crown here. And I do have to, you know, make sure I create space here. These are all names that I am well aware of here. I've played with Sid multiple times. I've played with Musty, Spec, Dundee, F50. These are just absolutely crazy names right here. And I am trying to prove to the world that I am the best in the world. But Spec coming in and taking the crown away from me. He obviously has other intentions. Dundee and F50 both going for the cutoff once again. But Spec just a little bit too quick there. A little bit too smart right there. Sid coming in though and taking that crown away from Spec. Will he turn around? Ooh, no, he will not. But Dundee will swoop in, I should say, and take the crown away from Sid. F50 and Musty both going for the cutoff, but it'll be F50, or sorry, going for the chase, and it'll be F50 able to get the crown from Dundee in that scenario. Ooh, Dundee though, what an absolute cut right there. And I mean, we talked about auto cycles cuts, but Dundee can do that too. And he can cut off anybody. Doesn't matter if you are auto cycle, doesn't matter if you are Spec, Musty, F50, he will pull that off against anybody. And that's what we're seeing right here. Musty though able to get the crown away from F50 as he puts up the first few seconds of the game on the board there in his patented blade. Now once again, he did have an absolutely dominant performance in the semifinals, and he's going to look to do exactly the same thing here. But Spec though also in a blade, and he has been coming off of two very one super dominant performance and another maybe not so dominant but still dominant performance. He's got two world champions under his belt at the time of this game right now. So he's going to look to make lightning strike 3 times, and I don't know if that's ever been done ever in King history, to be a world champion in all classes like that. So that is what Spec is trying to accomplish right here. I mean, he's already got 2, so I mean, even if he comes dead last in this game, Spec is already has 2 under his belt. But I do manage to get the crown right here, and I tried to make a getaway right here. Ooh, tried a little reverse technique there, almost got away, but Spec just a little bit too quick and gets the crown as he puts up some time on the board as well. Minute 12 right now, and he's currently in the lead because Sid does have to work with a minute deduction there. In that scenario right there, it looked like Dundee didn't quite see me there, and I was able to swipe it away from Dundee there. Ooh, a nice getaway there by me. I don't like saying that about myself, but I'm just trying to commentate as neutrally as possible there. I do pull off a turnaround right there. A nice little move there. Ooh, brake check on F50. Nice little getaway from Sid, I believe that was. And this was what allowed me to gain a lot of time as I take the lead in the game right here in the Brabham. I didn't want to pick the blade because I felt like everybody else was going to pick the blade. And I was actually kind of hoping that everybody would pick the blade so that I would have the Brabham, which would then actually be able to, distinguish the advantages of the Brabham more, so to speak. But Spec able to make quick work out of my running there, and he is going to take the crown away from me and look to actually pass me, which is exactly what he does right there. F50 going for the cutoff, but it's going to be Sid that cuts off Spec, and Sid will look to put up some time on the board as well. Dundee goes for a cut, Spec goes for a cut as well, so do I, but we all miss, and the invincible Sid is making sure that he lives up to his name and looking invincible. Spec though, able to take the crown away from Sid, and he's going to pull a turn. Ooh, I thought he was going to keep going there. Maybe he unghosted right before he hit. A nice little show of sportsmanship by Spec there. And Dundee able to get it away from, I believe it was Musty who momentarily had it. And Musty has not been... Ooh, I was going to say didn't quite get the run he wanted, but this is now his chance right here as he... Ooh, I was going to say gets past everybody, but F50 just right there to intercept it. And 40 seconds and counting for F50. Dundee, though, taking it away from F50. These two guys meet once again. And in the previous game, it was Dundee that did place above F50. Will F50 be able to place one above Dundee this time? We're about to find out as I get the crown and move up into first place and look to hold it. But there's still over 3 minutes left in the game. It is still anybody's game. And I am looking to make a quick decision out of this scenario here. I just pray to power out of it, but Spec just a little bit too much handling in that blade. I couldn't quite get away there. Spec, though, still running with the crown here. Not that many people going for a cutoff, but Musty will get the crown here. And looking to move up away from last place. And how often do you ever say that about Musty? I mean, he moves into 5th place now as he just passes Sid. But, I mean, there's still a lot of time, and Musty is showing exactly why he needs some more time. Oh, maybe a little bit of a hitbox tag, but Spec, though, still on the chase on Musty like an absolute dog. And that was able to keep Spec in first place in that scenario. F50 able to get the crown away from Spec, though. And he's going to look to put up as much time on the board as possible. A minute on the board now. Closing in, or kind of closing in on the top 2 right there. But Spec, though, looking to get the crown once again and extend the lead on myself. And I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen. I come in for a cut right there. Absolutely great timing by yours truly. Once again, I don't like tooting my own horn there as I rack up 2 minutes on the board. A lot of people going for a cutoff, and it is Musty that's going to get the crown. And mathematically speaking, he can still do it. Oh, the timing by Dundee, just a little bit too much for Musty there. And right now, Musty and Dundee. Oh, Spec taking it away from Dundee. And we have a 2-way tie for 4th place in this scenario. Oh, a nice brake check there by Spec on me. And Dundee will take full advantage of that, though, and get the crown. He's going to look to pass up F50 here. And F50, if he doesn't get it, Dundee will have another game against him in the books. But we're coming down to the last 60 seconds. And the first and second are only separated by 20 seconds, 21 seconds. And so it is still anybody's game technically, but if you're 2nd place, you gotta do something about it very soon, or else this is where you will place. F50, though, taking the crown away from, I believe it was, was it Dundee that had it earlier? And these two, once again, are going back and forth, and that might just be a testament of how great these two rivalries were. And I do manage to get the crown here, less than 20 seconds from the lead, and 20 seconds remaining. There is time for me to be regarded as the best player in the world. I tried to make a quick little turnaround, get past F50, but not quite past Dundee, and that's going to allow Spec to get the crown again and can retain his lead and be regarded as the absolute best player in S2. The finals being Spec 2 minutes 29 seconds, myself with 2 minutes 16 seconds, Dundee a minute 35 seconds, F50 a minute 15 seconds, Musty 48 seconds, and Sid with 34 seconds. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but Spec has made lightning strike 3 times, winning the finals game in every single class of UKC Season 1, and undisputedly the best player in the world. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in with Spec and see what he has to say about this. Wow. I cannot believe what I just witnessed. I am standing here, well, I'm sitting, but I am in the same party here amongst greatness. Spec, you just became the best player in the world in all 3 classes. The triple class champion, if you will. A triple crown, even. Spec, how did you do all of that? What's going through your mind right now? How are you feeling?
I have no idea how I did it, but I feel pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, as you should. I mean, you are a champion in all three classes. I mean, there's no dispute, there's no, controversy or anything like that. Undisputedly, you are the best player in the world as of right now, at least in my opinion. Considering you just won the championship in every possible class here. So, once again, congratulations. Now, Spec, I don't know about you, but I am still shaking from that match. That was a very close game, a very close battle for first place there. Was there anything you did different because it was such a close game, or what? How did you manage to overcome whatever second place had to offer?
Well, usually what I do is I just chase, but if I start losing or if it's really close, I do more cuts, and because it's just way easier to get it if you cut. So I think I did more cuts that game. I don't even remember.
100%. Okay, yes, changing gameplays, or so you thought. Anyway, mid game, so we'd like to see the adaptiveness. But either way, a tremendous performance, a close game for this one. This was probably the closest game that you've won today, but nonetheless, that doesn't change the fact that you are a champion in all three classes. Congratulations once again, and congratulations for becoming the champion in all three classes, and also becoming undisputedly the best player in the world.
Thanks.
All right, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Usually, the best player in the world is a bit of a toss-up. We gotta see who did well in what class, this, that, the third. But Spec proving undisputedly why he's the best in the world, taking first place in every class. Absolutely phenomenal performance by Spec. So, big shout out to Spec. A big congratulations to Spec himself. Once again, I don't think there's ever been a time where somebody has been undisputedly the best in the world. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and give it up for Spec R. Alright, with that being said, that is UKC Season 1 in the history books. But before I go, a couple things I want to mention actually. I did make a mistake in the S1 finals. We actually, so as of me recording this right now, it's incorrect on the website, but by the time this video goes live, it's probably correct. I believe I accidentally said, for S1 finals, I believe I said Spec, Musty, Dundee, iBox, F50, and Spotless, but I accidentally deducted time from the wrong person, and so it's actually Spec, Musty, Dundee, F50, Spotless, and iBox. That is the correct order, so I'm going to have to go ahead and change those orders in the on the website, in the stats page, etc., etc. All right, and also another thing, I would like to apologize for taking so damn long making this video. All right, it's been literally months, 3 or 4 months now, 4, yeah, months now since this has happened. And so, but season 2 of UKC is right around the corner, and I didn't want to just not do a video on the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like the most important matches, especially. So, it had to be done. Better late than never, I suppose. So we are gonna, that's why we're here. But once again, I apologize for all of the procrastination. Moving forward, though, it will be a live event there will be another video explaining UKC Season 2, etc., etc., and things like that. But that is how we're going to move on from now. With that being said, though, when it did happen, UKC Season 1 was a lot of fun. I only participated in one of the classes. Fairly proud, I suppose, of my performance. Well, once again, big congrats to Spec for winning all 3 undisputedly. And to be honest, I thought it was going to be like Spec winning A class, and like Musty taking S1, and maybe Dundee taking S2 or something, like, one of those combinations. But no, it is Spec across the board. So, big congratulations to him. Like I said, I don't know if there's ever been a player that is undisputedly best like that ever. Maybe apart from like DP or something, but that's damn near mythical, right? But yeah. Anyways, let me stop rambling on here. The video is probably already an hour and a half long at this point. But anyways, that's been it from me today. I've been your host, Top Gear Tim, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Any game plan changes you have to make or anything like that? Anything that surprised you about that game, or did you expect to win?
Well, Sid was like I didn't think that Sid was gonna appear Okay, can we redo that part?